I have an empty tumbler barrel, so you know what that means. Time for a rock experiment. So anytime I get an empty tumbler barrel, I always get this little inkling that I want to try something unique. And this week, I want to try tumbling rocks in just water. Now, I've had questions before, and I often wondered when I was first new to tumbling, why do you have to use all that expensive grit when you're tumbling your rocks? Couldn't I just put rocks in this barrel and tumble them with water? Well, let's find out. Now, in order to give these rocks the best chance of kind of doing anything, I'm gonna put the rocks in here with the water and put it on the tumbler for at least a month. Typically, when you're doing grit cycles, you only put them in the barrel for about a week. And then after a week, you take them out, clean them off, and either repeat the grit cycle or move on to the next one. So because there'll be no grit at all to help us tumble these rocks, I'm gonna give them their best chance of working by letting them tumble in the barrel for at least a month. Okay, so I think for this experiment, I'm going to use this carnelian agate. Okay, so here they all are, and this one here is kind of cool. It looks like it has like amethyst in it, very purple. Also, these rocks are like super duper sharp. They like almost kind of hurt my fingers to touch them. I honestly think that these might be a good choice to do in our tumbler of just water because they are so sharp, and so they have a lot more of a chance of at least showing some results or kind of knocking into each other enough to kind of get some of that mass off. There are a couple that I'm keeping out though because like, how could I tumble this? That thing is gorgeous. And this one too because that vitroidal looking texture in here would not fare well in the tumbler, just end up flat, and I like that bumpy look to it. But as for the rest of these, we are gonna get them put in our tumbler with some water. So here's how it's looking. I would say I tried to get it pretty close to 3/4 full. I couldn't fit all of the rocks in here. So I also am gonna add, there is some kind of like rocky, it's not focusing, but there's some like rocky bits here that I'm going to add, kind of like its own little ceramic media and grit, just to see if I can help it out at all. All right, and let's add our water. And that is it. No grit. So weird. It feels like so wrong not putting grit in here. But let's go ahead and get this put on the tumbler for at least a month. Okay, it is finally time to see what our rocks look like after tumbling in water for, may have been a little longer than a month, to be honest. Now you would think that this would kind of be in the same vein as if they were tumbling in a river or something like that, but I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see what they look like. Oh, did you see that? I'm gonna be honest, I saw a sneak peek of this and you're not gonna believe it. What? I have never seen water look like this. This is like a rusty, burnt brown. I don't even know how to describe it, but that is super strange. Okay, so there was like no ceramic media in here, no grit. Look at that. It kind of made like its own grit and ceramic media with all those little pieces that broke off. Let's rinse these off and see what they look like. You know what I just realized is I can rinse these off in the sink because there's no grit in them. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, so first off, let's just talk about how gorgeous these are. Oh my gosh, these are beautiful. Now, compared to the rocks from the beginning, these definitely have smoothed out quite a bit. They're not nearly as beautiful as when you actually polish rocks. You can see how absolutely shiny this one is. But I can't decide if I'm impressed or if I'm unimpressed. It's like, it did kind of wear them down, but honestly not a whole lot. But here are the rocks fresh from the bag. This is kind of what they started like. So if you compare this to these, I mean, they did significantly change. And these ones from the bag, I mean, they are like sharp to the touch. Like they kind of hurt my fingers just holding them. Now these, I don't have that issue at all. They are still pretty bumpy though. Okay, here's what they look like when they are dried off. So that does look wet, but it is not. It's completely dry. So it is actually kind of shiny. Like that, I don't know, that surprises me. Here, this, woo! Okay, well, there goes that one. But here's this one that's completely dry. And again, it like actually does have a satiny finish to it. That is so, I don't know, does that surprise you? Like that surprises me. Okay, and here's the one I dropped on the floor, but yeah, I don't know. That's kind of crazy that they even shined up at all, to be honest. So I don't really know what to think. Like, it kind of worked, but it also like didn't at all. And to be fair, these rocks really weren't the best quality to start in a tumble with just water because they started out super bumpy in the first place. So I don't know. I'm just debating if I should like do it again but with ones that are a little bit more smooth. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below because I can't decide. Did this work? Did it not work? What happens when you tumble them in water? I guess this happens. But yeah, let me know. Should I do this with more like river rocks, ones that are a lot smoother as compared to these crushed rock? Because I feel like we would get a different result. Anyway, see you next time. Here, this. Woo! Okay, well, there goes that one.